Every aspect of life that you can even think of is a disadvantage to people of color. Every aspect, from schools, jobs, policing, government, history, homes, banking, every aspect is a disadvantage in some form to people of color. I hear people sometimes want to talk about reverse discrimination, meaning that a person of color has a position or something, and because they had the position, a person of non-color loses out. And the argument is that, and I've heard this for years, the argument is that person of non-color who got that position wasn't qualified, and so they've got the job or got into a school or whatever the situation is, and they basically discriminated against somebody else, a person of color who was non-color, who was qualified. And I think I even heard Trump say that once, that, you know, people of color, black people, he had said, they have better opportunities than people of non-color because of the programs and all that to get into these schools or businesses and so forth. He says they have a better advantage, and it's a bunch of bullshit. It's a bunch of bullshit. It's not really even possible. The way the system is set up, every aspect of life that you can even think of is a disadvantage to people of color. Every aspect, from schools, jobs, policing, government, history, homes, banking, every aspect is a disadvantage in some form to people of color. Now, it doesn't mean that people of color can't be successful or not, and it doesn't mean that there aren't systems or situations, like you may have a situation where a person of color got into a school because they was a person of color. They got into the school, okay? But still within the school system, they have to deal with the structure of biases and discrimination and teachers and students and those kind of things. It's not like a walk in the park just because a person of color gets into a school system. Or the same with a job. People always make the assumption, like when they see a person of color at a higher position of a job, they make this assumption in their head that this person is not qualified. And because they make this assumption, how do you think they treat that person? That they treat that person with disrespect. They treat that person with indifference. They they talk to that person a certain way, or whatever the situation is, because they make this assumption that's not necessarily true. So the point is, even if a person of color got into a job, they still have to deal with behind the scenes that you can't escape. The unconscious bias or the direct bias. People that don't believe you, the weight of that is pretty heavy. Usually if you see a person of color in those type of positions, it's because they earned it. They figured out how to maneuver and get themselves in that position and to stay in that position. But often though, like you'll see people of color, sometimes they'll be CEOs of companies, and they don't last. For some reason they don't seem to last. I've only known one, and I can't remember his name. It was Kenneth. There's two I've known that have lasted a long time. One was of Xerox. It was a lady, and I don't remember her name, person of color. And then the other one was of, it was a credit card company. His name was Kenneth something. And he was with that credit card company for a long time. So, but usually they don't last, and I'm guessing it's because of, the responsibility of the weight, the disadvantages that are in companies. I don't care who you are, but they're disadvantaged within companies. But people like to lie to themselves and fool themselves into believing, one, people of color are qualified, and two, that they're taking something from them, that they have more of an advantage. People of color have more of an advantage than people of non-color, so that gives me permission to deny, mistreat them, disrespect them, because they don't earn it. You don't, it's like they don't want, like when I look at why people are hiring, because I've heard people say this once, I was up for this promotion and I didn't get it because this person of color wasn't even qualified. They said it to me. Wasn't even qualified, and they got the job. And I'd asked them, well, how long have you been with the company? And this person had been with the company 10 years. And something like that. And I'm saying, are you telling me that you've been with the company 10 years and you've never been promoted? Like, this is your only opportunity to be promoted, and this black guy comes in and he took it away from you? That's what you're telling me? That's what you want me to believe? That you were just about to get promoted and this black guy came in who had no credentials and he took it from you? I'm not buying it. And then also, people use this term of qualifications. Like, what does that mean when you say qualifications? Because just because you're the most qualified, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, there's different aspects of qualifications. But let's say, as far as knowing the job, a scale of 1 to 10, you claim to be a 10. But to do the job extremely well, you only need to be a 7, let's say. So a person that's a 7 is included in this pool of employment. Now, let's look at your personality or how you get along with people. 1 to 10, how do you get along with people? Maybe you don't get along with people. Maybe you're a 5. But this person that came in, person of color, maybe they're an 8. Maybe they're a 10. And then other qualifications. What's your skill set as far as being strategic or what, on and on. I don't know all the credentials, but I'm just saying there's more than one way to classify if somebody's qualified or not. But people like to say, well, I've been with the company 10 years, or I'm the most qualified, I know more than everybody, I'm the most qualified, I should have got the job. No, there's other criteria that people are going to be looking at long term. Do they like you? Do you fit in with the culture? Are you a problem, or do you help? Whatever. You get the point. So it's just it's a lie. It's a lie that people of color have the advantage in any area, or people